Hey guys, Kang from 15, back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another solo leveling episode review for you guys. Oh man,
I mean, yeah, I knew that this whole like situation was pretty sus in the first place, but this, wow.
yeah. Now I know we missed last week's episode, but it was kind of a setup episode for this, to be honest.
Yeah, it was.
So we're not really going to talk about last week's episode, even though typically we would usually talk about the previous week's episode if we had not seen it, but all right. This episode was wild, man. This episode was just, dude. Okay, so last week they did tease death flags. They were teasing death flags last week, and I'm just
hmm
like, and then with the way it ended, I'm like, okay, these prisoners are gonna break free, and they're gonna start going on a killing rampage, probably trying to kill these people. What's essentially this party that Jinwoo's in. It's essentially whatever was left from that party from the very first two episodes.
Hmm.
So I thought what was going to happen, the prisoners were going to escape. They were going to go rampant, and we were going to see some deaths, with the exception of maybe, Jinwoo and his girl. But luckily, that wasn't the case.
Honestly, I thought she was gonna be one of the deaths also. I'll be honest.
Oh yeah,
Along. Oh yeah.
yeah. I kind of hope that after this, she's kind of done. I think she's had too much trauma, just with everything that's been happening.
Well, this time she handled it pretty well, regardless.
Yeah, she did. Jinwoo was there, so it definitely helped. And then she didn't have to worry about him as much, so that was a good thing. But
hmm
they were teasing it up, and then they take it in a twist that you just don't expect, and you're like, oh great.
Yeah, yeah. After like the group like got split into like groups and stuff. That what is that one guy's name that looks like Megumin again?
I forgot. I
I think
sorry. This anime is so damn hard to remember names.
anyways, yeah, I knew he was sus from the beginning. I knew he was going to use those prisoners somehow to exterminate the group somehow. But the twist I didn't expect was he was going to kill the prisoners right there.
Really?
I did not expect that.
When in that scene when he was letting them free him, like, and then he was talking about letting them run rampant, I'm like, oh, okay. He's gonna just be like, all right, whatever. I can kill these guys if I want to, if they just don't follow orders. So just go kill the others, and we'll just chalk it up as some sort of like, oh, they all died and something like that to like goblins or something. But this guy was crazy. And then, when he starts killing the prisoners and everything, I was like, oh. And then sadly, he takes out the two dudes. Somebody that Jinwoo was actually pretty close with the one older middle-aged fellow. And then you just have it to where he tells his side of the story of why, like, he's doing what he's doing. Essentially, he enjoys killing. Now, he says, okay, killing monsters, it's nice and all, but you get that creepy look in his eyes where he's like, but I love killing humans.
Um,
Which I'm just like, I, oh, I'm like, okay, that's great. Now, we've already had an episode where we dealt with like human killers, or I guess in layman terms, PKers, but
mhm.
not to the extent of this. Like, this guy legitimate. It sounds like this guy does like these things where he goes into these dungeons with prisoners, and he probably just goes out there and he just kills people.
hmm
Now also too, he was like bribed to do this as well, from these prisoners' father, because the prisoner's father was like, please just kill them, I don't care anymore, I'm giving you all this money to do this and everything. And basically, in a weird way, he did it for that father, but also he just kills just to kill.
Yeah.
And the worst part is he's a part of the Hunters Association, so it's like, well, even though we know he dies, how many more corrupt like Hunter Association members are in the Hunters Association that are potentially?
And let's not forget, we still have to worry about that one guy's brother who Jinwoo killed.
That's right. And Jinwoo did say at the last bit of the episode, it sounds like he can't go up against A-rank people. Otherwise, he's just going to lose outright. And did they say that guy that wants to probably kill him is an A-rank?
I don't remember.
I guess we'll find out whenever he comes back. But this episode was crazy. And
Yeah.
again, to the haters of Solo Leveling, I don't give a shit what they say. I don't give a shit. This is cool.
Yeah, I like the concept. I like where the story is going. And
Listen, if you're not into Solo Leveling and you're not vibing with it, that's fine. But don't randomly just hate on it because you're gonna hate on it.
the way I see it, honestly, people are less hating it and more like comparing it to other animes that are just coming out and how better those animes are doing compared to it. Like I'm not gonna name those animes out, but yeah, if you guys know what I'm talking about, yeah, you know.
I don't really like to compare animes because it's an inexact science. An anime has its own flavor and own reason for why it's good. But people like to compare and contrast, so it is what it is. If you're a sports fan, it's like people making comparisons for Caleb Williams to Patrick Mahomes, even though Patrick Mahomes is probably one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL. He's a future Hall of Famer. And on top of it, he's probably the greatest quarterback in this decade. That's why the man's got like 3 Super Bowls and he's only like 27, 28 years old. But we're comparing this football player coming out of college to that guy. So I guess that's a good comparison. But anyways, this guy comes in and I'm just like, oh, he's crazy. And also too, he looks like Megami from JJK.
Honestly, that was not the character I was picturing, but yeah, I can kind of see it now.
It's the hair. You know, and it's funny because in the lead up of this episode, he was giving Jinwoo these like looks before they all split up. And I'm like, is this guy like just suspicious? Like, oh, this is the guy I examined like a few weeks ago, but he came out with his power level being essentially 0 or 10. And he doesn't look impressive, but this is the first time I've seen him. The dude looks like, you know, he looks different than what he used to. Also, I do like the fact that, like, in a weird way, before this whole thing happened, before they all meet up, you know, they all made a mention of like, oh, Jinwoo, you look so different and you're acting different and everything. And they're like, oh, well, you know, I've just been training and things like that. So, it's funny. Also, you can tell this girl was very happy that he was here because at least that gives her some peace of mind.
Somewhat.
Now, they split up, and when they split up, I was like, yeah, this is not good at all. I don't like this idea. And I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen? It's either the death flags is either these groups are gonna run into like a dangerous monster that ends up taking them all out, or 2, I'm thinking the prisoners are gonna be set loose. Again, both wrong in those situations. You have the freaking dude who looks like Megami freaking kill all these people, just goes on a murder spree, and like it is pretty graphic the way he kills these guys. Like he's chopping heads off, he's cutting them like all over the place. I'm just like, bruh.
You know, I wonder if I watched enough anime to know like it could be worse in the manga. I wonder if it's even worse if you read the manga.
Well, it's actually one of those I think this is based off one of those manhwas, one of those online like comic like anime manga type of themes.
Would you consider that an isekai?
I guess somewhat because it's involving monsters and people that can use magical abilities and things like that. It has to be some sort of type of isekai.
Hmm. I can see it being an isekai, but at the same time, not really.
I
Hmm.
don't know. It's like a battle type of series. That's what it feels like. I guess it's a more accurate um term, a battle series.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we have it to where the old man with the one arm, he starts to get involved. I'm like, oh no, he's gonna die next. And the reason why I was like that is because in the previous episode, we actually focused in on him a bit and to see his family and everything. We're like, this man almost went into the dungeon the first 2 episodes, died, and he has a daughter in middle school. He has he has a younger daughter too, and he's got a wife. And I'm just like, oh, this is instant death flags for this guy. Instant
Yeah.
death flags. And they're talking about like all the success for their daughters and everything. I'm like, oh no, he's gonna die in the next episode, is he? Thank
Hmm.
God he didn't die, because I was like, I really hope they're not teasing these happy moments with this guy and his family and everything. And then he just dies, and then you see the family be all sad and everything. That was the last time they saw him. And luckily they didn't, but he did get involved, and I was actually scared for him. I was like, Jinwoo, please jump in, Jinwoo, damn it. So he ended up getting some buffs, and then he also ended up getting healed from Jinwoo's girl. But that's when the dude, listen, I don't know, I forgot her name. Juhi. There you go. Sorry, you could have said something about.
Jesus. And she's not Jinwoo's girl just yet, dude.
Come on now. I know, but in reality, they're kind of an item right now. They're kind of an item. She's into him, he's into her.
Is he into her?
Well, it's evident that he likes her. Maybe listen, at the end of the episode, she teases like the little crystal item he gave her after their first dungeon in the first episode. So maybe it's like some sort of weird confession angle they're going. I don't know. But regardless, what is she doing to help our one-eyed or one-armed friend stay alive in this matchup?
She's basically buffing him and healing him from behind.
Yeah, so sadly, fake Megumin's like, oh, I gotta get rid of this healer because she's freaking annoying, and he almost kills her. He almost kills her until Jinwoo gets involved. Heck, even before the fight starts, Jinwoo protects her because she was like literally this close from getting like impaled in the head and dead. And this man's over here in the corner like he's Batman or Spider-Man, just like watching his prey. And I'm like, this man is crazy. So, and the thing is, she can't really do much of anything. She ends up running out of mana, I guess, or magic energy. So she's kind of just there on the sideline, and it gets to the point where our old man, he's getting into trouble. He's like starting to get cut up and everything.
I know the name of this Megumi guy. It's Kang Taishik.
Kang Taishik. Well, I'm just gonna call him Kang.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Kang's getting the upper hand, and then that's when Jinwoo, he's contemplating if he should step in. I'm like, dude, who gives a damn if they know how strong you are? Who cares if this man and Juhi care how strong you are? And you can protect him, jump in there and stop this guy. He finally does jump in.
Yeah, and that fight was insane. How would you say?
Dude, I don't think we can even talk about how crazy this fight was.
Mm-hmm.
It's something where if you're liking solo leveling, you just gotta watch for yourself. Cause this fight was epic. Oh my goodness. This man really showing how strong he is. And it's funny because Kang is like, I can't get a read on this guy. What is this guy about? And it's funny because really, he gets the upper hand on Jinwoo like one time, and then Jinwoo just snaps and gets this like assassin's ability.
Yeah,
then he just goes ape. You see those eyes start to light up all blue. I'm like, oh, he turned into God mode now.
Mm-hmm.
Then he just breaks this guy down.
Jinwoo is him. He's him.
Oh my goodness. He just breaks this dude down and he's talking about, and basically also too, in this moment, if he talks about it as if he's like losing a piece of himself. Like, I'm guessing a piece of humanity? I don't know what this system is designed for him to do. Is this system like slowly but surely breaking him down to the point he has like almost got no humanity left in him?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's, as you said before in one of the previous reviews, like this might actually just be a curse.
Because we kind of have it after the fight, like in a weird way. Yes, he ended up saving the old man and Juhi, but in a weird way, it's like he doesn't immediately like check up on them and just ask like, "Hey, are you okay?" But we know like Jinwoo from the first couple of episodes, we grew to know his character. He would probably just go over them and be like, "Hey, are you guys okay? I know I just did that, but are you guys okay?" He didn't really do that. He kind of had like this like look on his face like, "I did that. All right, let's move on." Or really, even after he kills him, he's like, "You guys get out of here. I'm gonna go finish off the boss." And they didn't even show the boss he went up against. That's how irrelevant the boss was. This was, and it's funny because I saw a review of this episode yesterday, and I think the guy perfectly said in his review. He said, "No, the fight against Kang was the boss fight." So it was crazy. It was crazy. They ended up getting out of there. The Kang's partner, who we saw also in the same episode where they tried to see Juhi's like see if he got a second awakening, and they make a mention like, "Oh, you must have got your second awakening," even though they can't tell like, oh, it's something different entirely.
Maybe that is what they call a second awakening. I don't know.
I guess this is weird term. I guess this is Jinwoo's weird awakening into being a god, I guess. I don't know.
We still have so many questions.
Yes. We see the dude's partner. He basically like, all right, what happened? Well, first he apologizes. He didn't know his freaking, I guess his co-worker was doing all these killings and everything. So that's when he asks the question like, all right, so who killed this guy? Who ends up stepping forward?
Oh yeah. Mr. Song stepped in and put like the responsibility on himself to protect Jinwoo from revealing what his true strength is. Because he sure Jinwoo has his reasons.
Yeah, and Jinwoo was also kind of thinking like, well, if I rat myself out to show how strong I am, especially at the fact that he's an E rank, because we have to remember he's an E rank adventurer. If he were to say, yeah, I killed that guy, dude was a B rank. Like, if he's an E rank and he killed a B rank, I would just envision his rank would just shoot up to maybe probably a B rank. And he talks about like, well, I want to be able to help out that guy, because remember, he ended up, from the last episode, he turned the guy down at first, but then he was thinking about his mom and trying to get stronger so he can get this like elixir to potentially heal her. He ends up helping out the guy that he turned down. And he's like, well, if I were to get a higher rank, I probably would have to cancel like this dude's like, helping this guy out because of what happened here and everything. So Mr. Song, he ends up taking basically the credit. Like my co-host just said, he basically like, you must have your own reasons for keeping this a secret, but that's fine, thank you. He honestly thanks him, to be honest. Like, if it wasn't for him, he wouldn't even be here. So that's kind of the thing. And then just the last bit of the episode is where we have it to where Jinwoo's with Juhi, and they look like they're gonna have some sort of talk or something like that, or some sort of remembrance, or I don't know. The next episode is titled like, what's this picnic or something, I guess. So maybe they're going out on a date finally, because remember, he did promise her he would take her out. So maybe this is the date episode, and we get another like chill, relax episode. I know people are gonna freaking hate it. They're gonna find some way to criticize it if you're a solo leveling hater, or anything, or just people who do like solo leveling, just like, why are we wasting our time with filler? Because they only want the fights, which is stupid. You need to at least have some downtime.
Yeah, like what the hell, people? I miss those good old days where you're watching anime regardless of the filler. Like you just watch and enjoy. I miss those days, man.
No, we don't know. No, this probably was like adapted from the comic strip or whatever, the soul leveling main source. But hey, listen, if it's filler, it's filler. It's fine with me. And I like to see Jinwoo in a nice, peaceful landscape. And hey, if he's going out with his girl Juki,
Mhm.
hopefully we get confessions.
I feel like his relationship status is going to go a different. It's going to go a different direction.
Yeah, it could be a thing where he's like, well, I got to do what I got to do and everything. Who knows? Maybe he does hook up with her.
Who
But I
knows?
highly doubt it.
Who knows? He might even end up with Chihei.
Oh, didn't they show her? Didn't, oh my goodness. It was last week. She was doing a running, and of course, the first image or the first area of that image they show her is her ass. Nothing wrong with that. But they clearly know what they're doing with her. When she's on screen, they're showing her for her assets.
I feel like she's going to be a relevant part of Jinwoo's life. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, clearly. Also, too, every guy just starts simping for this girl.
Flame!
What did you say? When did you claim her?
Just now.
We don't even know much about her.
Yeah, we don't know much about her. I don't know why. I don't know why I said that.
Anyways, that's basically it. Another great soul leveling episode. So haters, I'll be over here drinking your tears.
Mm-hmm.
So keep hating. Also, I forgot to make a mention in the episode before Jinwoo starts getting started on his fight, he does the up and down fighting thing. I've been seeing that going around on social media. It probably looks like 9 out of 10 times it's probably an homage to probably Akira Toriyama. If you guys didn't know, he sadly passed away. I already made a video about it. We'll probably do a follow-up video talking about our greatest Dragon Ball moments and everything and how much Dragon Ball means to us as Dragon Ball fans and things like that. But anyways, that's basically it. Any other final thoughts?
No, just I think I said my piece after everything that just happened this episode.
Yep. Well, we're gonna get out of here. If you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's episode of Solo Leveling, as well as hit the subscribe button. If you want to get more Solo Leveling content or any other anime content I upload to the channel. So then, guys, stay safe out there. Have a great rest of your day. And I'm sorry for you people. I think everybody losing their hour of sleep because of daylight savings time. Oh my god. But whatever. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Peace.